Hope you like it.
I think we're not getting audio.
Did you see the sound?
Rio, you called it. You knew this was going to happen.
Every single time.
It always happens.
There's also
Right. All right, here we go.
Okay. Now we have no visual.
You're going to get it. Oh my gosh, you called this.
Okay,
You
okay.
said this.
Yeah,
Here we go.
it happened. Sorry.
don't go.
There we go.
Working?
Thanks, y'all.
That's beautiful. And I gotta say, I'm so happy I'm not feeling that way anymore.
Yes. Me-
You know, it's such a different mood, right? It's so perfect, and I'm just happy that we're in a whole different.
Yeah, it was so cool. Thank you.
So I really dig the energy between you two, and it's cool how you were in the same area, like you were moving together. Just as far as conceptually, it was very hip. I dug the stuff in the beginning with the sound like you were making snack noises into the microphone.
That's fun.
Oh my
I
God.
enjoy all the textures and it really seemed that what you just mentioned, that connection, the extra step in terms of communication that it was really as a duo. I saw it as a duet, like two things, as one. So that's a beautiful thing that comes through.
Those sounds that Dezron was mentioning was reminding me of all the stress eating they've been doing this week.
The snack sound.
It's like, can I have some Halloween candy, kids?
Yeah.
It was all the sounds from news outlets that we were listening to, like all like just the noise, that like really white like noise, static. That was really just permeating my spirit this week.
That's a very realistic sound. To me, that's a like a very realistic sound that we take for granted many times. Great.
For sure.
It's good to be reminded. Also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we played for about 40 minutes, and that was like in the smack dab in the middle. We just kind of extracted that moment.
Oh wow.
It was like, we've got some other stuff to sift through, I guess, after this. We'll see what else came out. But
that's always an interesting thing to do. I feel like when you improvise like for a long period of time, and then you extract like a moment, like a snapshot of that moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the
Sometimes.
one,
Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna give context, like that something kind of wrapped up musically, and then there was a little bit of space, and Sarah started making those mouth noises, and then we just sat there for a little while, and I actually liked it. We cut it to whatever 5 or 6 minutes there, but we stayed there and kind of sunk into a groove, so it did like release a little bit. I mean, it stayed in that kind of angsty, low-grade stress vibe zone, but it did start to move. I mean, but for the sake of today, we gave it a frame.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting because that's sort of how like we observe life and stuff. Like you don't 24 hours, 7 days a week observe something. Like every time you're seeing something, it always like you see a snapshot of what's going on, and then that thing continues on. And it's like that's like the John Cage piece that's being played in Europe like for 600 years. you can't watch the whole thing, but you go and you watch a part of it. And I think that's like similar experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious to hear what came before that and what came after it, because I noticed you ended with like a some kind of concept where it was going somewhere. But I'm curious as to what came before you guys went into that.
We'll send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about it. We came from like more of like a beautiful ballad space, and then we went into like groove land after that, which was really like, I think what we had improvised, like basically like a jazz, like what sounded like when I listened back like a jazz ballad, just like improvised, and then went into kind of that sort of release space. The catharsis hit though in this moment, for me at least.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. And then the record you mentioned is the two of you, right?
Yeah, it's our duo record. We've released a lot like separately, but this will be our release together. And we've been working on this music for about 4 years, so it's a long time coming.
But 4 years, I always have to contextualize that. It's 4 years in between other things, a little bit here, a song there, slowly adding to stuff as you all know, as opportunities come up, a gig or concert comes up, and you get a few things more together. And we finally reached a point where we had enough material and wanted to release an album, and that came out yesterday. It's called Tone. And very different than what you just heard.
Something like that.
Today, and just exploring, we figured we'd just try something new.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting because I think we realized that the next record maybe just is going to be completely improvised after exploring. Yeah, and Edward everywhere, anywhere that you can find like music, you can find the record under Jarrett or my name.
So like Bandcamp or something? Is there a Bandcamp?
Apple Music, even on Spotify, we did the deep dive and we decided to go for it, at least for now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's next?
Any questions or? Oh, somebody said they listened to the album today and they loved it.
Oh,
Oh, that's great to hear.
cool.
Thanks for sharing.
Very cool.
And do you guys mind? Well, I'm just gonna promote your guys' Instagram or something if you guys, So Sarah is at SECS Miles or SEC Smiles, right?
How much beer did you have today, Edward?
I've had a few.
Yeah, okay.
And Jarrett is at JARRCHER, Jarrett. It's hard to pronounce people's Instagrams because sometimes they're not.
Agreed.
They're abbreviations for things. Anyways, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Our next guest is a dear friend of the Jazz Galleries and has been commissioned by the Jazz Gallery and has released some incredible projects at the Jazz Gallery and is one of my favorite bass players. I would like to introduce you all to Alexis Cuadrado.
Hey. What a day to be here. Oh my God. So,
I know. I'm almost like, do I cancel this or do I do this? Like, what do I do?
right. Yeah, so I have a few short things, one new thing and two not so new things. Let me start with something I think is very appropriate for today. Serendipitously, I did this record with Regina Carter late last year. It's called Swing States, and she released it.
Wow.
I was the bass player on her record, and it was all about different swing states, which is great. And it was kind of like get out and vote kind of message. And like 3 months after, we're in a pandemic and we couldn't do any gigs for the release or whatnot. And last summer I did a number of short videos with friends and collaborators, and this was oh boy, I don't know what's happening now with this. My thing is frozen. Oh dear. Here we go. And so I asked her to do a duet piece, and it's Amazing Grace, which I really love, and I think it's gonna be really nice for today. So let me see if you guys can see it.
Yeah, man. That was good.
It's so serendipitous, right?
Beautiful,
And
beautiful tone, man. Beautiful tone,
I was
man.
gonna say, yeah, the bass sounds great.
Nice.
Wow, thank you guys. Yeah, it's just it's a great. It was recorded in my backyard, and just with one mic, and this is, the sound at the outside is beautiful.
oh wow,
Yeah,
Great, man.
how
yeah.
did you
Thank you.
coordinate that with Regina?
I did my part first,
Oh okay.
and then I sent it to her, and then she put her part after.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's actually very impressive that, many times the music suffers when when you do that kind of, give to someone else, do it in a later time, and follow a click or whatever. But in this time, when it finished, it's like, wow, they could have very well just done it. You didn't feel that.
See, she's amazing. That's why.
And you guys, just to do a lot of synchronicity there, which is
Yes.
Thank you.
Breathing together in a really beautiful way. It was so soulful.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was funny from Sarah's song to this song. It's just sort of like what happened this week, right? Like we're so anxious, and then like, like a soundtrack to our lives.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Great.
else you got?
Well, I have kind of like the opposite of that, which is this is a very short film that a friend of mine from Seattle did, and she's an experimental filmmaker. To make a long story short, what she does is like she grabs the film and she scratches it. And we did this during COVID, like during the moment where we were all locked in. So she went to her backyard and grabbed film and scratched it with like the rocks that were in her backyard, and then she put plants on the film, then photographed it on another film, and then made like different layers of photographies and made like some kind of crazy collage with that.
Oh wow.
She calls that botanic collage. So what I did is like I actually kind of did the same with the music, and I recorded all these different themes for every plant that he put. She made a list of all the plants, and then I used I happen to have this here, one of these pads and Ableton Live. So I sampled myself playing the themes on bass and piano, and it was all just like beautiful colors and stuff. So I have no idea what notes I was playing. So I sort of improvised different scores while watching the movie on Ableton Live, and this was the one that I liked. And but
Wow.
I plan to do later this year a set of 20 variations with this. It's just kind of like almost like a almost like a new age kind of album or something like that. But anyway, it's called Film Tattoo because she felt like she was tattooing the film.
Oh wow.
So it's 3 minutes, very short,
Okay.
but it's interesting. I like the film a lot. So here we go.
amazing.
That was so cool.
Right? I mean,
So soothing
well,
and mesmerizing.
yeah, the film is amazing. And yeah, I think we're gonna do some more work together. I'm just completely in love with her work. So, and it made me do some crazy shit that I've never done before. So that made me really happy.
So you like when you're playing the panel thingy, you weren't even thinking about like tones and the pattern. You're just going with the color.
Yeah, and there was different themes. I made a theme for white and a theme for black because it's like a lot of black and white. So you can program the colors in the thing. So it was
Oh,
like black, white, and then different stuff. I didn't want to think about anything music. I wanted to think about playing with a toy, basically, going by total intuition. And it took me a while. Actually, I had to build the instrument in that way, in a way.
mm-hmm.
It's
So,
beautiful. It's genius.
oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Serious visual art, and it's more like more like the art sort of compose the music. You're not really listening. You're almost watching. It's not looking and it's not listening. It's like watching.
Yeah, yeah,
Watch something. You're in it.
right.
It's cool that like it's something that very much fits the medium that we kind of have to present music on right now, which
Right.
is on a screen, on a computer, whatever.
Yeah,
But it's sort of like a maximizing of both things, like at a very high artistic level, I think, which is really cool.
oh, thank you. I mean, for me, it's also a document of what, spring of 2020 was. And I mean, like you can hear the sort of like despair and anxiety and soothing, and it's like all these moments. Like I feel good because I made some bread for the first time, and then like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? So I think, I spent a long time trying to make those contrasts, as the film is very contrasting there too.
Alexis, it's kind of interesting how you said that it was so different than the last piece, because of course it was very different than the last piece, but in like a similar way, I think, or I felt like it had this like honest pureness to it that just felt like utterly like present and real in a way, like almost wasn't it didn't diverge so much for me from Amazing Grace, even though they couldn't have been more different, in terms of pieces. Just like the honest, pure tone and sentiment felt like it was so there
Right.
in both of them.
Great, thank you. And then the last thing is this song that I produced with an amazing singer, flamenco singer from Spain. He's an interesting guy, Antonio Lizana, and he's a flamenco singer and a jazz saxophone player.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's 2 in 1. You get 2 for the price of 1. And actually, we just did the video. So this is world premiere. We just did the video yesterday. He
Oh, wow.
filmed it Friday night. I filmed it yesterday morning, and I put it together yesterday afternoon, really quickly. So it's like a self-made video clip, but the song was done a few months ago. So here we go.
Ay, el eco de ay, el eco de lo cerró y en la curia su condena. El eco de los cerros en la oscuridad resuena, en la oscuridad resuena para cumplir su condena, para cumplir su condena. Un día menos le queda para cumplir su condena, 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 para cumplir su
Nice. Yeah, Alexis.
Wow,
Yeah.
I like
man.
the whole,
Deep, and that was very, very emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. He's incredible. He is incredible. Incredible. I love
actually, like,
that.
super curious how like somebody that has that style of singing, how that affects his instrumental playing.
It obviously doesn't.
No. I mean, I'm sure like he must have some sort of like how it influences like the language that he plays on his instrument. You know what I mean?
of course,
Because the way people sing flamenco is such a unique tonal thing and idiomatic thing. I think it's like very, very different from other kind of things. So I'm interested to see how he approaches that.
I have no idea. I mean, it's one of these people who just kind of does it. He has no training, vocal training of any kind.
Wow.
He
I'm
just,
sorry, what?
yeah, he just sings. That's it. I mean, he has formal musical training from like playing the saxophone, going to jazz school,
right.
whatever. But you know, he's from the south of Spain, and that's what he does. Just sings.
more of a cultural. It's more of a cultural thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not an
more-
intellectual thing. It's a more
Right.
experiential
Hmm.
relationship. So it's completely.
That's incredible.
But I really like Alexis. Besides, because it's not fully, like a Spanish thing. I like the connotation that you put on because of the sound and that kind of trip also in a way to Morocco.
Definitely.
That kind of between Morocco and Spain, which is an unbelievable
Yeah.
cultural relationship there. And I like that fact that you kind of put it out there, the two things.
Yeah.
Obviously, they weren't any Spanish, flamenco music if it weren't from the influence of the Moors.
That's
from
that's
there.
for sure. I mean, it was kind of serendipitous too because I had done some loops with like all the percussion stuff and those string stuff. I already had that, and we were like, let's get together. It's like, hey, I have these loops that I did for this other thing, so they were already recycled, and they were like, the it was a little bit of like Macam stuff and the darbuka kind of thing that's all sampled with the bass. Yeah, and somebody saying some reminded of Sufi chanting for sure. So we kind of we did it in one day, the song, and then we did another session another time. We added some more things, and then I spent a couple months just at whenever I could. Just I put the guitar, then I would put a synth. I would do this, I would do that. We went back and forth. It took us a few months to do it, like super chill.
Mhm.
But yeah, So it was, in a way, kind of happened too. So
Really stunning.
That's awesome.
thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, thank you.
So, if you guys want to follow Alexis on Instagram, he's at Alexis Cuadrado. And is there anything else you're working on, Alexis, that you would like to?
Oh, no. Yes, I mean, I'm working on a lot of stuff, but let's just move on to other people. There's a lot of music to be heard. I don't want to take more time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have good news because we're gonna circle back a little bit to Sarah and Jarrett because I actually realized that they have something else that they're gonna present. Right?
We do, and we're also down to wait till the end if you'd rather go move on to somebody else. We're down to do either. Sorry.
No, let's get to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? But it's cool because if anybody was late and you missed either part or the full performance, you get to check them out if you missed it. So, because I'm excited because I didn't get enough of it. So yeah, let's see what else you guys have.
Cool. This is a single that we're eventually going to release as a video. For today, we decided to put something kind of quick together. It's a song called "Conscious Mind." That's the first track on the record that we mentioned that we released yesterday. So there you go.
Simple as a spark in the universe. At this time is where it all began. Cells were multiplied when creating life. Beating hearts, the essence of the light. From the dark, the pulse commenced and shined like nothing did before. One love for all life, we mold, we ride. Conscious minded's flight, conscious minded's, conscious minded's flight, conscious mind. Conscious minded flight, conscious minded, conscious minded flight. Lovely as a seed planted in the ground, rooted firm as only life can be. Greens and blues decide, fashion all we see. They connect and foster unity. At the core, perfection sets the stage for nature to survive. One love for all life, we form, we rise. Conscious minded flight, conscious minded,
beautiful.
Oh my God.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Whose hands were those?
Those were Raj's paws. Couldn't you tell, Dezron?
I'm not talking about the piano hands. I'm talking about the other hands. The hands that like
Those were mine.
One with the nail, with the painted nail.
exactly.
The blue nail, so gray or blue or something. I saw something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of like a
Very
greenish-
nice. I love the also the visual of it and with the video, you know, the two things together. Very nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm really into like the way like you guys are doing like this collage thing with like one picture here, and like that's cool.
Yeah.
The piano traveling through the nature stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
beautiful
And I love
song.
how
Beautiful song.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I love how like having the simple visual, sort of like, you give such a depth to the experience of listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it doesn't have to be like complicated. Just something, I don't know, like what you did was it just went with the music, and it just gave me so much more than just listening to the song, and it was really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, you.
I love the voice production too, like all the backgrounds and how I love how the piano sounds on the dark side a little bit, but it's just like really, it's like old wine or something like that. Really, really beautiful sound, man, and beautiful. You guys are amazing. Oh my God.
As are you. No, shout out to Dave Darlington. He mixed and mastered this record.
Oh yeah.
We did it all. We mixed it all remotely this spring together.
So you recorded at home?
No, we recorded it at Big Orange Sheep last summer, and a little bit in March, and then finished it up at home. But I was just gonna say about this, I find it interesting as a songwriter to be able to like, it's a challenge like to decide what a video is gonna be. You have to almost like in relationship to what the song is actually about, and figure out like what does this actually mean to me. And it's really interesting for us as we're making this video together, like seeing, okay, what is the song actually about? What is the crux of it? And then having the challenge of like learning how to work Premiere for the first time.
Now you have a new skill.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thanks for letting us share that.
Yeah, so I posted a link to the record, Bandcamp. We encourage people to buy it. So yeah, it's there. And as I mentioned earlier, SEC Smiles and Jarrett, Jarrcher.
Yo, people get paid a lot of money to do that shit. I mean, you have flawless hands. As long as you don't have any, I got like wounds from football when I was a kid, all kind of wounds. As long as you got pretty hands, you can make some money doing that shit.
I'll keep that in mind, Des.
So before we move on, I'm just gonna do our little spiel again. We're actually, because we do a little preview for YouTube. So if anybody's tuning in on YouTube, just want to remind you, you can support the musicians by buying their music. You can also support the Jazz Gallery by going on jazzgallery.org, becoming a member, subscribing to the YouTube channel, all that stuff, Instagram, Facebook. And check out all of our future events on our website, jazzgallery.org. Our live streams, our In Conversation with Miguel, and the future lockdowns. We hope you buy tickets for all of those and see you soon. Those on YouTube.